She has 25 years of leadership experience spanning corporate affairs, communications, and corporate social responsibility. She is a distinguished thought leader in the communication sector. As the head of corporate affairs at Faisal Bank, she has been instrumental in driving sustainable impact through strategic DEI and CSR initiatives, aligning business growth with social responsibility. She has pioneered Faisal Cares, a flagship CSR program that promotes financial inclusion, women's empowerment, education, and healthcare, directly contributing to the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to invite Farah Asim, Head of Corporate Affairs, Faisal Bank Limited, DEI, and Sustainability Advocate, to talk on how to connect DEI and sustainability initiatives to increase the effectiveness of both. Please put your hands together for Farah.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. Zahid Saab, thank you so much for bringing us all together and for letting the industry share its experience. मुझसे पहले गुल ने और अनम ने बैंकिंग इंडस्ट्री का जो एक बेस सेट किया है आज के listeners के लिए. I'll just try to build up on the same thing. Under this roof, as we sit here today, जो हमारे पास total DEI का experience or learnings hai, I think that's unmatched. So it doesn't make any sense for me to go further on that topic. However, what I'll try to do today is bring to the table something which is slightly varied. So in my current capacity, I don't just look after communications, but also CSR. And being one of the largest Islamic banks in Pakistan, our CSR efforts are quite serious. So we're all familiar, and in our own capacities, we use the term sustainability a lot. But if you put it very simply, it's all about creating an environment, whether for your people, whether for your stakeholders, whether across your footprint or beyond, an environment that just does not meet the needs of the current presence, but also does not in any way compromise on the future. So with that in mind, we as a bank have taken a lot of steps. These are baby steps because you understand that the crux does not come together in just one go. It's an extremely long-term planning that comes together with focused efforts all time around and then leads to something big. So as a bank, we have made quite a few contributions towards it. So for our D&I to be sustainable, we just need to have the right connect over there in place. Sustainability without inclusion is incomplete, and inclusion without sustainability is short-lived. So being there in the industry for quite a few years, and also all of us who are present here, have been in the industry for more than decades. So in order for it to all be sustainable, that's where connecting the dots comes into play. Moving forward, we as an organization look at, and this has been the past, so going forward it's no more applicable, but these four things are connected to be four different dots. When we bring them together, that's where synergies come in. Like 1 and 1 make 11, that's how the impact we are able to create. And then at the end of the day, they are all deeply, deeply connected. So when we look at the work that we do, we try to link it up and create the maximum of those synergies as we move forward. So if you look at us and as in our own capacity, we have had a lot of initiatives that support women in our industry, and that the credit just doesn't go to us. Being a very regulated industry, we are thankful to the State Bank of Pakistan for bringing in a lot of support and providing us a lot of guidance as we move forward by not just including more women in the workforce, but also providing a culture and an environment where these women thrive and bring forth their best. The previous speakers from the banking industry emphasized a lot on the fact that it's difficult for women as in the natural turn of their life once they revert back to work. So that is one area that we have been working on. Also, a lot of you will realize that as we stay in a particular industry, we see a lot of growth that happens. So lots of young girls who maybe ventured into the industry some 10, 12 years back, they were not able to have the proper educational support that they could. So as a bank, we have, and especially around the Women's Day, just around the corner. So we provide a lot of financial support to women who don't have proper professional degrees. There's a continuous learning and developmental phase for everyone, a path very well defined so that they're uplifted and they're able to perform their best, not just on the basis of their experience, but also on the basis of education, and their future becomes better and much more secure. So financial inclusion is one thing that comes very naturally to us being a bank. Recently, we partnered with the Citizen Foundation because we have expanded to over 855 branches this year. So across our footprint and beyond, we have partnered with TCF to bring about financial literacy to the underprivileged children, because we feel that saving is a habit which needs to be inculcated at a very early age. As we move ahead, we feel that a lot of importance and a lot of very sensible decision making comes to us as a bank, especially with women around. Those of you who have been here since morning, you must have experienced Fatma. Fatma is also one of our board members. And there are lots of times when we talk in terms of our sustainability initiatives, that when we say that a lot has gone into maybe getting the right education, maybe getting the right health treatment. So board members, especially when female, bring a very unique support on the board and on the table with their presence. So, so we have had a lot of initiatives where we empower children of our staff in terms of providing them the right level of education, and that goes not just for our permanent staff, but also those who are on contract, because that's the dire need, and we feel that it's the only way to uplift our communities. Also, in terms of providing our community impact, we have quite a few SDGs that we cater to, not just in the domain of health and education, but also in the domain of providing clean drinking water, an equitable future, and quite a few others. In the recent past, we partnered with Circle to bring around Faisal Khud Mukhtar internship program, where we picked up quite a few hundred of young girls from underprivileged background. We trained them, we gave them an exposure of the bank, and we have adopted around 60% of them within the bank itself. So we're very proud of this initiative and the outcomes it has shown. Also, on the front of persons with disabilities, the bank has been a pioneer in quite a few regards, especially when it comes to having Braille inclusive forms, having account opening things. The app supports, we have a considerable number of staff, especially at the call center. We've partnered with quite a few NGOs in this regard. We not only support them with their internships, but also when there's a need to hire people, these people are our partners quite a few times. Recently, I saw some people from Now PDP. Recently, we've had an initiative with them, and we intend to take that forward also. Also, the bank has been supporting the Special Olympics, and we just had our 10th association this time around with the marathon just last Sunday only. So for hiring also, we ensure that all our sourcing is ethical, and then we ensure that everything is fairly treated. Everyone who becomes a part of the organization gains a fair treatment. COVID certainly has taught us a lot of lessons. So whatever our key takeaways are, we ensure that it facilitates women in pursuing their careers. Just to end up a very quick presentation is that diversity fuels innovation, equity endures fairness, inclusivity gives everyone a voice, and then it leads to a sustainable future for all. Thank you so much.